Connecticut DSA chapters confronted Senator Chris Murphy about Medicare for All. This is very important activism. Take a look.
We have been presented with this amazing thing. This is Deb Cohen, and she is here with petition signatures by Connecticut residents in support of Medicare for All single-payer program. There are a total of 16,800.
If I was to design the American healthcare system from scratch, I would design a single-payer healthcare system. We don't have to guess whether that is a more efficient or more cost-effective delivery system. We know what's the best way to get there. Is it to pass a law that immediately transitions everybody from private healthcare?
Yes.
The imperative right now is stopping the sabotage of the existing American healthcare system.
And there are many people who've told me that they're not voting unless they can vote for that.
Begging you to reconsider that position.
Okay, so you saw at the end of the video there his office number. Give him a call, especially if you're in Connecticut. Give him a call and just be like, hey man, listen, if you don't support Medicare for All, I'm not going to vote for you. Just tell him that. Tell him that. Just say it. Because, listen, if you shame them enough, if you genuinely make them believe that they're not going to win re-election if they don't do something, they're going to do that thing. They're going to do it. So just put all the pressure on them. 70% of the country now wants Medicare for All. 70% of the country. Even a majority of Republicans now support Medicare for All. What? This is the country we're in now, where the people are totally on the right page and the politicians are lagging. Well, guess what? Now it's time to organize and do activism. And all of the people in this DSA chapter, or these DSA chapters in Connecticut, are heroes. Because these are the people who are really doing the hard work to get us a universal healthcare system. And, you know, these are the unsung heroes. People don't talk about, you know, these folks who are busting their ass every day to try to improve people's lives. Whether it's the people in Fight for 15 or any of these popular movements where activists have to sacrifice time and effort and energy in order to try to make our country a better country. And all these people who are putting pressure took time out of their day to go to this meeting to get Chris Murphy to do the right thing for the people. All of them are heroes. And I see you. I see you, I recognize you, and I appreciate you. Because you sure as hell don't get appreciation elsewhere. You sure as hell don't get it in mainstream media. And it ain't right. It ain't right. 70% of this country wants Medicare for All. It is a proven, verifiable fact that single-payer healthcare systems are just better than our healthcare system. That's not an opinion. That's not an opinion. I know people on the far right try to dissent from that, but you're just wrong. Sorry, you're just wrong. It's not true. Don't take my word for it, because my word means nothing. You have to you have to go look at the studies. And the studies on it are crystal clear. Every single one that's been done by the World Health Organization and otherwise, if you don't trust the UN, then there are other studies that have been done that come to the exact same conclusion. We're the worst in the developed world. We pay about twice as much as other countries. Other countries have better health outcomes and cover everybody for less money. So we have to move in the right direction, and the only way to do that is don't take no for an answer. See, this is why I get so mad at the corporate Democrats too, because they have the exact incorrect strategy. Their strategy is, and by the way, they have the strategy because many of them just don't agree with us in our goals, but they like to just concede up front and compromise up front, and then from that position, give in even more, and then eventually the position we end up getting, the policy we end up getting, is just a right-wing policy. Well, that day's done. That day's over. We see the effects of that. It screwed over the country, and it made it so we have a Republican majority. Republican Senate, Republican House, Republican President, Republican state legislatures, Republican governors. They have the majority everywhere. So maybe we need unapologetic, populist left people fighting for, unapologetically, the right positions. So don't take no for an answer. This is what organizing is about. This is what activism is about. You don't go up to Chris Murphy and say, I would really appreciate it if you support Medicare for all, but if you don't, I'll still vote for you and I will still support you because I think you're better than the other person and I think it's probably a good idea, no matter what, to fall in line and vote blue no matter who. That's not how you get shit done. You get shit done by saying, if you don't do it, you will be out of a job. Comprende, bitch? That's how you do it. So credit to all these people. And by the way, their position, they'll keep inching in our direction until you finally break them. But notice, I'm sure when it started out, Chris Murphy would have just said, I'm against Medicare for all. Now what's he saying? Well, listen, if I was starting from scratch, I would do it. But what we have to do is stop the sabotage of Obamacare. This is, by the way, the last two tricks of the corporate Democrats. The last two tricks are pretend like the Medicare for all advocates are against Obamacare. Oh, you're against Obamacare, aren't you? I guess you agree with the Republicans, huh? That's their trick. Because then they try to push you in a corner where you say what? No, I'm not against Obamacare. I'm for Obamacare. What do you mean? What they don't understand is, or they do understand it, but they're being cynical about it, both of those things can be true at the same time. I'm not in favor of going backwards to pre-Obamacare years because it was worse then, but I am in favor of moving forwards. By the way, back in the day, they used to say, when we get Obamacare, then we, obviously over time, we're going to improve on it. What the fuck do you think improving on it means? Improving on it means, eventually we transition to a Medicare for all system. Yes! That's how you improve on it. So when he says, we have to stop the sabotage of Obamacare, so then you're literally arguing for keep the status quo. Just don't make it worse, but don't make it better, but don't make it worse. Oh, how brave you are, Chris Murphy. No, say, we want to stop the sabotage of it too. You know how you stop the sabotage of it? By strengthening it. You know how you strengthen it? By transitioning to Medicare for all. And then the worst dodge is, because we've heard this so many times from the most corporate of the corporate Democrats, if I started from scratch, I'd do it. That's their way of saying, but now, come on, it's like unicorn, fairy dust, pie in the sky nonsense. We can't do it. We don't accept that answer. You're supposed to represent us. You are going to do our bidding. End of discussion. Credit to all these people fighting for it. Give them a call. Be nice about it. You don't threaten. Don't do anything like that. That's crazy. Be nice about it, but just say very simply, especially if you're in Connecticut. If you're not in Connecticut, you can still call. But if you're in Connecticut, definitely call. And just say, hey, listen, you saw the number. Go back and pause the video. You'll get it. Just be like, listen, I just want to let you know, I supported you. If you don't come out in favor of Medicare for all, we're not going to vote in favor of you. That's it. And tell them. Myself, I'll tell my family members, I'll tell my friends. We all would have supported you, but now we're going to not support you. Unless you support Medicare for all. Then we will support you. So this isn't a conundrum. This isn't like, oh gosh, what do I do? They're putting me in a position where I can't win. No, you could easily win. Support Medicare for all, and you win. That's it. Very simple. Do the right thing.